So Marvel finally brought Frank Castle back. Yes, Jon Bernthal is the Punisher again, and the new Marvel Special Punisher, One Last Kill, has officially arrived. But the big question is, was it worth the wait? Let's talk about it, spoiler-free. Right from the start, the biggest surprise is the runtime. This special is only about 44 minutes long, credits included, and that short length defines the entire experience because this doesn't feel like a full story, it feels like a chapter. A really intense, gritty, violent chapter, but still just a chapter. The tone is exactly what Punisher fans wanted: dark, grounded, brutal, and serious. Marvel didn't turn Frank into a joke, didn't water him down, and didn't MCU-ify his personality. This is still the same broken, angry, traumatized Frank Castle we saw before, and Jon Bernthal hasn't missed a step. Every scene he's in feels heavy, you can feel the pain, the rage, the exhaustion. He barely needs dialogue because his presence alone carries the character, and that's easily the biggest strength of this special, the performance. But here's where things get complicated. Story-wise, this is the most basic Punisher story you could imagine. Frank has PTSD, Frank gets dragged back into violence, and Frank punishes bad people. That's it. And that isn't bad because the Punisher works best as a simple, grounded revenge story, but we've seen this exact arc multiple times already. This special doesn't reinvent the character, doesn't push the story forward in a big way, and doesn't take risks, it simply reminds us why we like Frank Castle. Because the runtime is so short, the pacing feels rushed. The setup is quick, the conflict escalates fast, and right when the story feels like it's about to explode into something bigger, the credits roll. That's the frustrating part. This should have been a Disney Plus movie, not a special presentation. Give this story 90 minutes, add more character moments, build the villains more, expand the action, and this could have been something amazing. Instead, it feels like Marvel testing the waters, checking if audiences still care about the Punisher before committing to something bigger. It almost plays like a pilot episode for a future project. When the action happens, it delivers. It's grounded, gritty, and violent in a way the MCU rarely allows. No flashy CGI battles, no world-ending stakes, just close-quarters combat, tension, and raw brutality, which honestly feels refreshing. This special feels closer to Netflix Marvel than traditional MCU content, and if you love Daredevil and the original Punisher series, you'll feel right at home. But again, there's just not enough of it, and that becomes the theme of this review. Everything works, there's just too little. This is clearly made for existing fans. People who already love Jon Bernthal's Punisher will enjoy this return. It's satisfying, familiar, and respectful to the character, but if someone has never watched Punisher before, this probably won't turn them into a fan overnight. This is fan service, good fan service, but still fan service. Final thoughts: Punisher, One Last Kill is a solid, gritty return for Frank Castle that proves the character still belongs in the MCU. But it feels more like the beginning of something than a complete story, and hopefully Marvel gives us that bigger story next because Frank Castle deserves more than 44 minutes. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next review.